What's up everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. My name is Sun and today I'll be telling you about how I met my first love. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first, I want to say that this video took months in the making, so be sure to leave a like, comment your favorite part of the video, and subscribe for more. Alright, let's get started. So this story starts out like any other ghetto love fantasy. So the time was January 2021, and I was a young boy just trying to make it out the streets. At the time, I didn't have no car, but I was hungry for bread and willing to do anything to get it. Like most boys, I didn't have access to grass or know my way around the block. I also didn't have the heart to trade or scam people for money. So, at the age of 17, my only choice of income was a part-time job at McDonald's.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Now, trust me, I know. But a quick summary of McDonald's. They have flexible schedules and somewhat easy to handle jobs, but they hire everyone and their mamas. Like, the environment and the people there are ass, and you're either fighting customers or your own manager. But for me, there was one person who made every single day worth it, and for this video, I'll call her Ebony. Now, this was during COVID times, where you couldn't even leave the house without a mask strapped to your face. But even then, I knew that behind that thin piece of cloth, there was a pretty face, and I was willing to do anything to get to know her. Now, Ebony was as fun as they come. Not necessarily dark skin, but she had the skin the shade of milk chocolate that was as smooth as a baby's bottom. Long, natural, curly hair, but at the same time, she was wearing her hair in a top bun. A beautiful figure 8 body with a beautiful heart to match. Sometimes she would wear jewelry, but she always had a wrist full of bands. Now, let me put y'all on game real quick. If y'all didn't know, I'm a funny ass dude. I made up for my looks with a good personality and a good sense of humor, but I for sure wasn't the ugliest guy around. Now, Ebony was beautiful and laid back, so I was trying my best to get on her good side. Now, in the wise words of Kai,
if you can make a girl laugh and giggle, you can make that ass clap and jiggle. Indeed!
and you best believe that I turned into a 6-foot version of Kevin Hart. And if I wasn't assembling patties in the back like SpongeBob or taking orders like Squidward, I was chopping it up with Ebony, and eventually she fell in love with my vibe. I would make her laugh in the break room and keep her smiling while we shared our breaks together. Even on the clock, I was making excuses to help her out, and she did the same. We were like Keenan and Kel, and the intimacy was growing through every conversation. Eventually, I was able to get her number and we would talk outside of work. But like all good things, this had came to an end when I was moving to Kissimmee and had to switch jobs. This happened in early January, and during the last couple days of it, I was already pimping out my parents' crib in Kissimmee. But even outside of work, we would talk for hours a day and call every night. With Valentine's Day around the corner, I knew I had to ask her to be mine, but I was running out of time. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to my animated story time. I want to give a big shout out to Yo-Yo808 and Young Don the Sauce God for some clip references that I used throughout the animation, as well as Kai Sinat and TikTok for some sounds that I used. As I said before, don't forget to show your love in the comments and be sure to subscribe and follow for more. Follow me on my socials like TikTok and Instagram, all linked below. Thank you once again and come vibe to the end with me. Let's get it.